Hello, and today we'll be playing Remember the Flowers. We're going to be continuing with chapter 13. When we eventually were in the town, I met with an existential dread I've never felt before. Almost everything is in ruin, vegetation taking over the sidewalks and roads. I can still picture scenes of this town in its heyday, with bustling streets and community. Now, at this point, most of the buildings are showing their age, with many falling into disrepair. It's a small miracle that there are still any buildings left standing. There aren't any windows left in the buildings, and the ones that are still there are absolutely covered in faded graffiti. I guess mass looting makes sense. I stand over a group of makeshift graves. It takes me some time to process it all. There aren't any names or gravestones. I have no idea who these people are. No one has for centuries. At the very least, I can pay my respects, if only to make myself feel just a little bit better. Everything is just about how I would have was how I would have expected it, or rather, how I should have expected. It's been 300 years after all. Still, it does make me a little sad to see the town I grew up in falling apart like this. When I glance at Aaron, he looks worried. This is my idea to begin with. I don't want Aaron to think it was a bad one. With no more hesitation, I take my helmet off before getting out of the sidecar and taking a deep breath across what used to be Vermont air. I'm happy to see that the pine trees are still alive and well. It makes this feel just a little bit like home. Despite how barren everything is, I'm still feeling nostalgic. How are you feeling? It's been so long since I was last here. I wouldn't be surprised if I forgot how to get to my house. Well, we've got a lot of time on our hands to find out. We sure do. I think I've got an idea. I think I got a better idea. Want to take a trip with me down memory lane? Of course, I was lead the way. I try shaking my uneasiness off. Who knows? Maybe it'll be fun giving a good friend a tour of the place. After we walk for a couple blocks, I point to a building at the top of the hill. Even from where I could see just how dilapidated it really is. This was my old elementary school. It wasn't very big, so it only went up to 5th grade. The middle school was a separate building in town. Oh wow, can we go inside? I don't see why not. How come? I've never been in a school before. I'm kind of curious. As good as a reason as any. Who knows? Maybe we'll find some ghosts. Do you believe in them? If this world has taught me anything, it's not is that nothing is impossible. Well said. It doesn't take long for us to break into the school. The doors have been rusted shut for so long that even I could push them open. I let Aaron lead the way inside, answering any questions he asked. These chairs are really small. This is the kindergarten room. Kids are pretty young when they start. Hard to imagine anyone could fit in them. My hand's bigger than most of these chairs. To be fair, you are a rather large lad. Another fair point. We make our way through the village classrooms. There's a lot of stuff people left behind that piques everyone's interest. Would it be disrespectful to take anything here? I don't think so. Beats leaving it here for no one to use. I guess you're right. These are crayons, right? Yeah, I bet you might be able to use them. Doubt the markers would work though. No. His childlike wonder makes me look right at home here. I look around the room, eventually finding the desk I used to sit at all those years ago. I try my best to sit in it, but it's very apparent that even I'm too big for these. Still, looking at that faded electronic whiteboard from this angle brings back memories. Like Diana helping me with homework or telling me about a new cartoon she was into. Times were really, times really were a lot simpler back then. Huh? What did you say? Ian was scribbling in a notebook on the teacher's desk, trying his best not to accidentally tear the old paper. Nothing. What you doing? I don't have a lot of pens and pencils that still work, so I'm trying out these crayons. I get up from the tiny desk to watch them. My paws are too big for these, though. My penmanship is always atrocious as it is. It just takes practice. Keep it up, and I'm sure you'll get the hang of it. Mind showing me how you write? Sure, although it's been quite a while. I pick out an orange crayon as I try to write my name. Cyrus G. Cantwell. Oh wow, you didn't even hesitate. Guess the muscle memory is still there. We are in the room where I learned cursive after all. You promised to teach me sometime, remember? Of course, maybe when we get home. Sounds like a deal. That's a sandwich shop I used to go to a lot. It eventually became my first summer job. Summer job, like only working during the summer? Yeah, back then when you were in school, you really only had time to work in the summer. Oh, I just figured people did both. That was common too, but I couldn't hack it. Just wanted to help my folks out with the bills when I could, was all. Guess some things never change, huh? Guess not. Glad to know some things have stayed consistent over the years. As I look around the streets, more and more nostalgia floods in. Most of the uneasiness has long since melted away. Despite how barren everything is, I'm glad we came. I directed us to the road my house was on, letting my memories guide me. We eventually made it to the local park. It was old even when I lived here. I'm a little sad that almost everything has either toppled over or has rusted too much to be safe. Even the ropes on the swing seem to have rotted away years ago. What is this place? It's an old park for kids to play in. You've never seen one? Nope, back in the Killer, the most we had was the Olsen, but the orphanage was too far to walk to it. I see, well, maybe one day we can make a park back home. Oh, do you really want to? I don't know, it just feels like a park is a must for a town to be cozy. Maybe you should take up architecture. I'm sure you have ideas no one would think of. Maybe. After that, I'll start recreating stories that no one's read in centuries for profit. That could be extremely lucrative, but now that I think about it, better let me read them too. You'll be the first I go to when I need an editor. I'll be honored. It took no time at all to find my house once we started walking. I'm not sure how long I've been standing here like this, just staring. If Eric's been trying to talk to me, I can't hear him. Like the previous buildings in town, there are no windows to be seen. What's most concerning to me is that the front door is nowhere in sight. That feeling of uneasiness washes over me again. The fact that my home had been violated like this for who knows how long is a comforting thought. I don't even think about looking for the time capsule. I just want to see the damage that's been done. There's trash litter about and glass from the windows all over the floor. The only furniture left in the living room has either been torn to shreds or flipped over. All I can hope for is that the scuffle didn't include my parents. Their room is the next I make my way into. The door was completely kicked in. I hesitate to explore inside, not wanting to accidentally stumble upon their corpses. Eventually, curiosity gets the better of me. I let out a sudden breath of relief. There's no one inside. Everything in here is so dusty. I know my mom would throw a fit if she was here. All the drawers are open. I doubt there's anything sentimental I left behind. When I turn to make my way out, I see Aaron standing in the door front. He's staring at me with a worried look. I give him a shrug to try to put him at ease. I'm not really in the mood to talk. The kitchen is definitely in the worst shape. That makes sense, I guess. People looking for food would naturally ransack the kitchen. Even the fridge is gone. Don't know what they do with it though. Nothing's in the cupboards anymore. I can still picture the sugary cereal Dad used to get us when Mom was on business trips. Heading out of the kitchen, my muscle memory kicks in and I try to turn the non-existent lights off. I take my hand and chuckle to myself before walking down the halls of my room. Compared to the rest of the house, it's not nearly as damaged. There's stuff all over the place and my bed's completely overturned, but still recognizable. I guess I didn't have much stuff to take after I moved out. As if it was my fault, I tried to turn the bed over. After considerable straining, it suddenly moves easily. Emma lifts it up effortlessly, placing it against the wall. How's that? I nod before going to sit on it. A 3-century-old mattress is not as comfortable as I thought it would be. Looking around at my decaying room, it still feels just a little bit like home. Here, wanna sit? I appreciate the offer, but I'm still not sure it'll survive with me on it. He instead opts to sit down on the ground and lean back against the bed. I promise I'm not trying to bug you by repeating this, but are you okay? I don't really know, honestly. I glance around my room again. God only knows what's taking place since I've been gone. Part of me knows it's home, but after everything that's happened, it's so foreign to me. It's like I remember everything, but the land itself has left me behind. It has been a long time, hasn't it? I wouldn't be surprised if it's been over 200 years since anyone's poked their head around here. From our records, most people flocked together to survive. Lone stragglers didn't make it very far. Nothing wrong with that. Every people did to survive. Everything people did to survive makes sense. Even if it meant breaking into unsuspecting houses for supplies, I can't blame them. I instinctively lean back on my bed. It's very stiff and terribly uncomfortable. Still, I was hoping I'd be able to bring stuff back with me. Well, we still have the time capsule to dig up. Oh, duh, the thing we came here for. Do you remember where you buried it? I think I have a good idea. I'm happy to see that the backyard was left relatively unscathed. There's some toppled furniture and long dead plants, but it's pretty similar to what I remember it was. I remember helping Mom set up her new patio. She said a metal chair and table would last longer. Guess she wasn't wrong. The vegetation is overgrown, like the rest of the town. Sadly, the big tree we had must have died a long time ago. Now it's just a big husk. Sliding my fingers against the dry bark confirms that fact to me. Man, I remember climbing this thing when I was little. Mom would give me a piggyback ride They helped me all the way to the top, mainly because Dad was too scared. Now it looks like a sneeze could knock it over. I shake my head. I'm getting distracted again. My gaze falls to the ground at the base of the tree. It should be down here. Do you have a shovel? On it, Aaron takes out his Axiom inventory screen to materialize a shiny shovel. You gotta remind me to stock mine with useful things like that. It is quite handy. Do you want me to dig? I'd like to try for a little while, if that's alright. Of course, here. Just be careful. I nod and take the shovel, feeling its weight in my hands. It's heavy enough where I'm definitely going to need both hands to get anywhere. I've never actually done this before. The time capsule should be sturdy, but let's hope I don't break it. Just take it easy. We're on vacation after all. A well-deserved one at that. I take a deep breath and then pierce the ground before us, ready to get started. While not erratic, my heavy breathing breaks the silence we've found ourselves in. It's only been 10 minutes, I'm already exhausted. Just how far did we bury it? I hear the shovel clang against something metallic and out of place. The fruits of my labor are starting to show themselves. With an excited smile, I plant the shovel down into the dirt and get on my knees. I frantically push away the surrounding dirt with my hands. Eventually, I managed to dig out the centuries-old time capsule. I know it was meant to last a long time, but it's definitely showing its age. Oh, you found it. Aaron gets up from the patio furniture and then comes to inspect it with me. It's no bigger than a shoebox, a rusty shoebox. Wow, a part of me doesn't want to open it just in case there's contents didn't survive all this time. I look back at the house and then stand up, deciding to open it in the table. I don't notice Aaron staying behind. I've been enamored by the capsule. It's weird to think that something concrete from my past has survived for this long. I keep staring at it after putting it on the table. Eventually, I place my hand on one of the locks. No more hesitating. It opens just like I remember, reminiscent of a treasure chest. The sound of rusted metal squeezing echoes through the air as I open it. I can feel tears around my eyes. As I breathe in, I instantly flash back to my time in elementary school. Inside there are 2 letters and 3 stuffed animals I had. Sadly, they didn't last as long as I would have liked them to. Their fur has deteriorated, along with feeling absolutely stiff. Nevertheless, the mere sight of them makes me happy. The letters are what leaves me confused. One was from me, and the other was from my teacher. They are the biggest letdown that's come out of this. The capsule definitely didn't preserve the letters at all. The paper wasn't preserved well, just laying at the bottom of the capsule, not even an envelope. I could barely read any of the ancient handwriting. Despite my disappointment, something else starts to trouble me. I could have sworn my parents left me one too. Hey Cyrus, did you bury another one? Huh? I forgot Aaron was here still. He's holding something I've never seen before. It's a silver box with metal twiddlings bordering the edges. What's that? I don't know. It was in a hole you dug up. Unlike the time capsule I have, that box looks as if it's brand new. I've never seen it before. It was down there? Yeah, I almost didn't see it at first. He comes to place it on the table. Let's see. There has to be a way to open it. Aaron starts to feel it around before the capsule suddenly cracks open, causing the tiger to jump. Air starts to hiss out from inside. Unlike my box, which has a hinge, the top of this one starts to slide back to reveal the contents. I try to push the top as far back as it can go. Inside it are a few envelopes on top of what looks like wrapped gifts. What the hell? You sure you've never seen this before? Never in my life. It reminds me of a treasure chest Dad used to find when he played games. Just waiting for someone to open it. Just waiting for someone to open it. There's a piece of paper out of place that catches my eye. Picking it reveals simple instructions. Open us from left to right, Cyrus. I look at Aaron with confusion, but he only shrugs. A part of me wonders if it's a trap laid by Rezum, but curiosity gets the better of me. I decide to do as I'm told and then pick up the leftmost package. It's the smallest of the bunch, no bigger than a book. I open the letter attached to the wrapping paper. It's written on very nice stationery. It's from Damien. Hey Cyrus, sorry about my chicken scratch handwriting. Your folks asked me to write a letter to you in case you ever make it out or current. I don't want to waste any paper, and I'm not really sure if I can express myself properly with a pen, so I'll just come right out and say it. I love you, Cyrus. You inspired me to keep going despite it all. Even though the world's ending, I hope you can find happiness. I certainly found mine. Your folks also asked me to find a gift for you. It didn't have much on me, so I went and stole one of my parents' picture frames and replaced it. It isn't much, but I hope you like it. I don't know the details on what's going on, but if you ever leave current, I hope you can live a long and happy life, even when I'm gone. Don't hold yourself back on my account. I'll always love you, no matter what, dead or alive. Stay safe and stay strong, Silas. Love, Damien. My hands are shaking. This is a time capsule from my parents. I hastily grabbed a small wrapped gift. Tearing the paper makes me freeze and gasp. It's a framed portrait of me, Damien, and Diana near the end of our last school year together. We huddled up into frame. I remember we had to lean down a little so Diana wouldn't need to be on her tiptoes. I swallowed hard to try to fight back against the burning sensation in my eyes. Years later, Damien wanted me to stay strong. I had to at least try for him. I picked up the second package, a small box with a letter on top. This one's from Diana. Yo, Cyrus, you didn't think you'd be rid of me that easily, did you? I'm going to try my best not to be sappy about this, maybe because I'm still pissed at you and Dad, but still. I trust your parents not to give these to current, so I'm going to speak as candidly as I can. You're going to go through hell, Cyrus, and that's okay, because I know you're stronger than you want to admit, and you're going to get through this. My dad's filled me in on most of what's going on. I'm not telling anyone about it, though. I think your parents figured it out, though, when I asked about making a time capsule for you. I'm not sure how long you're going to live after the apocalypse, but I'm hoping at the very least you'll make it out in one piece. When you do, try to plant some of these seeds, okay? They're for your favorite flowers. Hopefully you didn't forget how to take care of them. I probably won't be there to tutor you. I don't really have much else to say other than keep going, Cyrus. I hope to see you soon again. Diana. My heart warms as I clutch my shirt. This is all too much a process. I can't tell if I'm reopening old wounds or just overjoyed to have some level of interaction with them. I look toward Aaron. Even for a white tiger, he looks as pale as a ghost. I shake my hand and give him a smile. Sorry for worrying you. I'm fine, really. I gesture him closer to look at everything with me. Look, this is Damien. He had just won the last game of the season and got us together for a group photo. Nice me, but I'm on his right. It's been a while since my hair was that short. That's Diana. She was my best friend growing up. You look very happy, Cyrus. He says that with a bittersweet tone. I was, and am. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little emotional. Oh, Cyrus. Aaron carefully reaches his arm allowing to pull me close for a side hug. Pistol in hand, I reciprocate. I never thought I would see them again. I resigned myself to that. So I'm just really, really happy right now. You can cry if you want. I won't judge. I really want to, but I won't. I'm not. I'm going to try to be strong for Damien. I say that, but I'm definitely not fooling anyone. I opened a small box that Diana left for me. To her, there's a small bag of lotus seeds inside. Not sure if these would last that long in there, but they are seeds for my favorite flower. They kind of look like nuts. I can see that. They're pretty big compared to other seeds, that's for sure. Maybe Vita can help you plant them back home. I like that. That leaves one final package. It's bigger than the other two. It has some weight to it. I can only imagine who this is from. I bite my lip as I slowly pull the letters out. Of course, they're from Mom and Dad. Hey there, champ. How you doing? They keeping you well fed in there? They better be, or we're going to have a problem. Diana came to both your mother and me about getting ourselves a time capsule for you. She said she wanted to pitch in as much as she could, but given how pricey it was, she asked for our help. Now, I still don't understand what you got into with your new job. You're an adult now and get to make your own decisions, but judging by how Diana was acting when we bought the thing, I can only imagine what's in store for you. And she thinks you're going to be around long enough to open this here capsule that I can only assume what you're going to go through. Do you remember when you had the flu when you were 6? We kept you home for a long time. Mom was busy working, so I stayed home to take care of you. She suggested I try to play some games with you to distract you. I was a bit skeptical at first. You had never shown an interest in them before. Even now, I don't remember the last time we played together after that. But there was something about that week that left you totally enthralled with what we played. I even got you the newest installment for your birthday that year. While you didn't play it often, you would tell me about it when you did. I appreciate you humoring your old man the way you did, even when you were little. I want you to know how proud both your mother and I are of you, Cyrus. You've grown out to be a kind and thoughtful man. Don't let them break you, Cyrus. You're better than them. Love, Dan. I'm doing my best not to crumple the paper in my hand. I safely place it on the table. Ansel has his arm wrapped around my shoulder, and out of instinct I reach up to hold his hand for a moment. We don't say anything, but he holds my hand tight until I'm ready to keep going. I stroke his paw a few times for comfort. He's as warm as ever. I let out a loud sniffle as I grabbed the fourth and final envelope from Mom. Cyrus, I hope this letter finds you well, sweetie. I can't tell you how much we miss you back home. The cats haven't been the same since you left. I think they know somehow they won't see you for a long time. Don't worry. We'll make sure to take good care of them. You know I'm not one to beat around the bush, and I'm not going to start now. We've already accepted we're never going to see each other again, even though your dad doesn't want to admit it. A part of me wishes I had stopped you from taking that job at Current, but the more I thought about it, the more I'm glad I didn't. They're going to take care of you for as long as they can. It's in their best interest after all. Which means that you're going to live on, even when we don't. That's all I can ask for as a parent. I'm still willing over the circumstances at hand. Diana let something slip when it was just the two of us. Even though I don't entirely understand what's going to happen with you, I know you're going to come out better than before. We both know how hard school was for you through no fault of your own. I could tell you always tried your best, and when you failed, it really hurt your confidence. Even so, you kept on going, and now look at you. You're a doctor now. I will always be proud of you, Cyrus. I hope you know that. You're going to inspire change. Like the knights you were named after, You're going to shine brighter than anyone through thick and thin. Stay strong and sign on, Cyrus. Love, Mom. I'm shaking so hard that I'm struggling not to accidentally crumple the letter up. Aaron starts to rub my back. I can't hold it back anymore. I don't want to. Because I'm not breaking my promise to Damien. I'm not crying because I'm sad. I'm happy. So happy that I had the opportunity to hear from them again. Since I don't have any tissues, I have no choice but to snort loudly to hold it back. Aaron, thank you so much for bringing me here. Aaron doesn't reply. He just keeps rubbing my back as I try to wipe the tears from my face. It's been a long time since I've had a cry this ugly. A really, really long time. I haven't even opened the packages it left me. I know it's only going to make me turn into a blubbering mess. Aaron, sorry. If you don't mind, could you open the last one for me? I'm a little, you know. Of course, does. I'd be happy to. I keep wiping my eyes, hiccuping in between sniffles, too. Aaron carefully uses a claw to tear the wrapping paper on the box. Opening it reveals something I haven't seen in a long time. It's a book in some kind of tech. Here, let me show you. Aaron passes me the open box. There are two portable consoles inside. I grab one of the old gaming systems. This is old, even for me. It was something my dad had when he was my age. I tried to turn it on, but there aren't any batteries inside. Looking inside the box, there's indeed a first pack, although it's clear they didn't survive the hibernation. It looks like all of the batteries have exploded in the packaging. Oh, that's a shame. It would have been nice having to play again. It was a game Dad and I played when I was younger, but I sort of fell out of it as I got older. I'm sure Wayne could take a look at it. You know how good he is with technology. That would be nice. Thankfully, he didn't put them in the systems that could have been disasters. I take the cartridge out of the system and look it over. The sticker has faded, but I can still recognize the logo. The other system seems to be in better shape. It has a rechargeable battery, so I'm assuming it will only need a little tune-up. The game Dad named me after is the only one that's still sealed. He must have gotten me a new copy. He didn't need to do that. I know how expensive these games are. There are a few extra cartridges inside the box right next to the book Mom left me. Oh wow, I bet this was her copy. Was it? What is it? I pick it up and feel the familiar warm spine. It's a modern anthology for the legends of King Arthur. Well, I say modern loosely, but you get the idea. It's a rather hefty book. I bet it would take me at least a month to read through everything. When I was little, Mom would read me bits and pieces before bed. She was a history junkie, specifically for fiction. You were named after one of the characters. You were named after one of the characters here too, right? Yeah, I don't remember much about him, though, Sir Galahad, huh? Gotta do some research on him. I think so, yeah. I'd like to find out more about him, at least. Although these old texts are a bit harder to read, English was dumb. Still kinda is. Absolutely. I grabbed my sleeve to use it to wipe my face one last time. The waterworks have stopped, but I'm still feeling pretty emotional. Sorry, that came out of nowhere. Wasn't expecting to find something like this. I glide my hand over the quality time capsule. Aaron covered my hand with his own. I know I'm not the one to talk, but you don't have to keep apologizing for feeling these things. I'm just glad that you're happy. I am, thank you. I really can't thank you enough for bringing me all the way out here. Your happiness is very much worth it to me, Cyrus. After I calm down, we make our way back inside my house. Ellen tries using the space left in the kitchen to make dinner. Sitting at the kitchen table after all these years brings out a lot of buried memories. I try to tell Ellen about everything I can think of while we eat. Shortly after dinner, because I'm so emotionally spent, Ellen suggests we hit the hay for the night. I had a strange request though. I want to try and sleep in my old room one last time. The bed obviously isn't comfortable enough anymore, so we just sleep on the floor together in our sleeping bags. I try to stay up as long as I can, going over more and more happy memories. But eventually I can't take it anymore. I start to drift off to sleep next to Ellen. You're thinking about doing what? Hey, easy, easy. You don't have to throw dirt at me. I did not tutor you for all those years just for you to end up being a dumbass, Cyrus. Why on earth would you want to break up with Damien? You look so happy together. She says as she angrily throws some seeds my way. Some end up in my mouth, causing me to try to spit them out. Let me try to explain myself. It better be good, otherwise you're going to experience how good I am if I travel firsthand. I go, it's not that I don't want to be with him, Diana. In fact, it's quite the opposite. I think back to my Owens cuddle bug. He's made me the happiest I've ever been. Then why, Silas? Why do you want to? Because I don't think I'm good enough for him. There's a permeating silence, only broken by the sound of Diana digging through her tools. Diana? Honestly, Silas, I know you're smarter than this. Why do you think you're not good enough for him? I mean, just look at me. I don't have anything going on. I'm a struggling med student while he's the star of the basketball team. I'm a mediocre musician with barely any hobbies. Not to mention my being asexual only limits what we can do together. I don't think you realize how insulting you are being toward Damien, huh? Silas, why on earth would you think Damien is so shallow as to care about any of that? Actually, you know what? He does care. Because he cares about you, Silas, more than you could ever imagine. It's just self-sabotaging, and that's why you're the biggest dumbass in the room right now. But it's true. Of course it is. What of it? You think you can just conveniently leave out all the good things about yourself to fit his narrative? You're hardworking. You're considerate to a fault. You try to make everyone feel better when they're down. Okay, Diana, you make your point. You fight for what you believe in. You make sure to call out injustices and put yourself in harm's way for others. Seriously, Diana, I think I get it. I'm going to keep going because I don't think you do. I'm not a therapist by any means, but I know just how hard you work to try and be useful to other people. And my underqualified ass is here to tell you that you're one of the better people out there, even if you yourself don't think so. I don't really know what to say. I know she's stubborn and maybe I am too. Even so, I don't think I can just accept her words. I guess Diana can see me struggling because she sighs loudly. Do you want me to use a metaphor, Silas? You don't need to treat me like a child. I'm not. I'm treating you like a human being with empathy. Come here right now. I grumble as I make my way over. Silas, how hard do you think it is to take care of plants, huh? I mean, it's not easy, but it's not hard. You're really something else. I've never seen someone take care of this many types of plants without issue. You're just saying that. I'm really not. Even at the flower side, I see veterans make simple mistakes with plants. You want to know my theory as to why? Hit me. Because you care, Silas. I've seen you stay up late on social media looking for advice on plant care. I mean, for fuck's sake, do you know how hard it is to make an indoor lotus garden? I didn't even know it was possible. I just like them, is all. I wanted to make sure they're okay. Anna starts furiously, pointing at me with both hands. See, you care. Is that such a bad thing? Oh, for the love of Cyrus, you're allowed to be happy, you know that, right? And I don't mean just for a moment or two. You're allowed to be with someone you care about. Believe me, if Damien turned out to be a piece of shit, I would have dropped his ass by now. Anna starts again. I wasn't going to tell you this, but I think you need to hear it. Just don't tell Damien. I'm sure he'll understand. He's just a little nervous. Tell me what. You really saved him, Cyrus. When it's just the two of us, you come up all the time. Oftentimes, I just sit back and let him gush about you. Really? Yes, really. His head over heels for you. You treat him like a person, not the captain of the football team, not the breadwinner at home. You treat him like David Grayson. I don't think you realize how much that means to him. We both know how silly his family life is. You make sure to treat him with the level of respect he needs and deserves. Do you really think I'm good enough for him, though? Obviously, I want to say, what the fuck are you talking about, duh? But that isn't for me to answer. If you really want to find out, you should ask him yourself. But I'll bet you $1,000 he'll say yes without a doubt. I just don't know. Do you want to give up? No. Then why are you trying to convince yourself about all this made up bullshit? I don't know why. I don't fucking know. Don't ask me. That's something you need to find out for yourself. We're all fighting for our own happiness, Cyrus. Sometimes it's easier said than done. Tell you what, here, open your hand. Okay. I do as I'm told. Diana produces a key from her back pocket and then places it in my hand. Been meaning to get you a copy for a while. Now it's as good of a time as any, I say. Cyrus, if you're ever feeling doubtful about yourself, I want you to come to the greenhouse. Either it's in the middle of the night or if you want to skip school, come. Look at all the hard work you put in here. This greenhouse is concrete proof of how hardworking and dedicated you are, along with showing just how thoughtful and caring you can be. And for once, you can't talk back to me. I'm just calling it like I see it. Diana interrupts me by holding my hand with both of hers. Please try to let yourself be happy. You have people who want to help you. Take advantage of that, okay? My lip quivers and my eyes start watering. Deep down, I know she's right. I slowly smile, albeit still teary-eyed. Okay, Diana, I will. Thank you. I groan as I start to wake up. Without any curtains, what little sunlight is out peeks through the window. Even though it's still early, it's enough to wake me up. Thankfully, I'm not as tired as I thought I would be. I guess I did tucker myself out last night. Something does feel strange though. What am I sleeping on? It's not a pillow. It's warm and fluffy and I cracked my eyes open to see Aaron right in front of me. He must have brought me in close while we were sleeping and practically hugged against him. My hands resting on his exposed stomach, pressing into his soft fur. I was just staring at him for a while as he snores. There's a slight chill in the air. The house is pretty drafty, and there's no power for the heat anymore, so it's probably got cold last night. That's just like Aaron. Worry about me while we sleep. I get the paw resting on his stomach a small squeeze. I don't want to wake him up. That dream is fresh in my mind. Out of all the memories I repressed, I can't believe that one stayed dormant as long as it did. I rub Aaron's stomach as he sleeps, like I used to do with Damien. Not only because it would make him happy, but because it made me happy too. He starts to purr. The rumbling moves through his throat and chest. It makes me smile. Feeling determined, I slowly try to free myself from the tiger's grasp. I'm only wearing my sweatpants, but that should be enough for a small walk. I'm used to this weather. I have a lot to think about. Sure enough, the sun is still inching over the horizon. I watched the sun rise more in the past couple months than I did living in the past. It feels warmer than usual. I smile and look around. Look back at my abandoned house. I should be able to take a quick walk without being noticed, right? My walk takes me through my hometown. Unlike yesterday, that nagging feeling of dread is all but washed away. Sure, it's a little depressing to see everything like this. I do, but I feel too good to let that stop me from enjoying myself. Now more than ever, I feel like I have a purpose. I want to help take down current, no, residue. I want people like Vita to feel safe enough to walk around without fear of being kidnapped and experimented on. Despite what Silver might say, I think he deserves more in life than just being an assassin. I hope I can help him and Ash find a stable life. Karen looks like she wants to have a good time. She makes for an excellent motivational speaker. She seems to be the most content with how things are currently. Even so, I can tell something has been bubbling under the surface for some time. She's not that slick. While Kanto can be a prick, I can tell he has good intentions. He generally wants Silver to be happy. They've been going through some friction as of late. I'd like to be able to help them work it out if possible. More and more memories of my friends cycle through my mind. The dinners we've had together, the long talks in the middle of the therapy, these people are very precious to me. Especially Aaron, out of everyone, he's definitely hurt it the most. Even he doesn't end up reciprocating my feelings towards him. I want to make sure I'm there to help him heal. And most of all, I want to get to the bottom of what happened to Xavier. Who knows what they're doing to him, if he's still alive. I know full well what they're capable of. I don't want Aaron to find that out firsthand. He's been protecting me since we met. The least I can do is try to return the favor. I think I'm finally starting to accept how things are. I thought I had before, but I was just coping. I don't want to be bound by my past anymore. I want to learn and grow from it. That includes my dealings with Current, my burning vengeance from when Darius first locked me away swells up within me. I never want to feel like I did in that containment unit ever again. Not only that, but I know exactly what I want to feel. I want to feel happy. I want to meet new people and try new things. Maybe fall in love again. And to do that, I have to fight for it. Before I knew it, I had already walked a few blocks away from home. The town was completely silent, with the occasional breeze flowing through my hair. With a smile, I turned on my heel and walked myself back. By the time I get home, a familiar tiger is pacing around the front yard. Whoops, I guess I scared him a bit. Oh, hey, Aaron. Good morning. Cyrus, there you are. He jogs up to me while still in his PJs, carefully inspecting me over. Sorry about that. I woke up a little while ago and decided to clear my head. Did you sleep well? Aaron let out a sigh of relief before smiling at me. All things considered, yeah. What about you? Everything okay? Absolutely. Just had some things to think about. Oh yeah? Anything I can help with? Actually, yes there is. I cleared my throat and looked directly into Aaron's eyes, resolute. Aaron, I have an important request for you. I have never felt so focused in my life. Aaron must feel my determination as he straightens himself up to give me his full attention. Alright then, what is it? I want you to get me in contact with Titania. Alright, so that was the end of Arc 3. So, this is my favorite chapter so far, chapter 13. Because Silas gets to go to his old home and go through all the memories of his past life. And that time capsule that he found with the letters that his friends and parents gave him, that was very emotional for me. And they just sent them this, just let Silas know that they're proud of him and that they want him to keep on marching on in life and to stop Rezum. And Silas, he certainly is a strong character, and despite going through so much mess, so much mess and so much in life, just being practically tortured, just being in a laboratory for centuries, being experimented on and just being used as a lab rat. He still wants to carry on with life and to defeat Rezum and just have a regular life. What's this? Alright, Lance, it's time to get out. Okay, so this is it's like these short chapters right here, I forgot what it's called, but this is like one of the short chapters here, like the interlude here, so we'll get to this next time, but I'll say right here. And I really enjoy just how supportive Aaron is. Just give him physical support. Just pat him on the back and just let him know that he's here for him and that he's gonna help him. And I really enjoyed Silas being able to give Aaron a history lesson about the kind of life he had and what life was like, and the fact that some things were simple back in his time, but some things were simple for. I mean, Cyrus's life was simple compared to what this dystopian society is with the advanced technology. And the fact that Aaron wanted to figure out what school was and look at all the crayons, that was really cute. And we got to see Aaron display his strength, like when in Cyrus's home when he had difficulty lifting the bed up, when Cyrus had difficulty lifting the bed up, Aaron just lifted the bed up with ease. So he's a very strong guy. But again, he's a white tiger, so that's to be expected. And him having his huge paws like that, barely being able to use a pen, and plus that CG of them sleeping together, and his his hands as big as Cyrus's head. I mean, it gives you a good idea just how big and strong and powerful Aaron is. So we enjoyed this chapter 13. I hope for the best for Cyrus in life and being able to defeat Rezum and just having a life, just having a life,